Hi everybody, this is Jennifer. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my October TBR, including my Victober picks and my spooky Halloween inspired reads. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to first talk about my TBR for Victober. There are 4 challenges for Victober, though really it's basically just about reading Victorian literature in the month of October. And there are read-alongs, and there's a Goodreads group, which is very good. And I will be linking specifics in the description box. So let me go ahead and get started. I'm not really going to be going over the challenges because I'm not reading based on the challenges. I basically just stole a couple of books off of Claudia over at Spencer's Library's channel, and then picked one of my own. So the first book I'm going to be reading is Silas Marner by George Eliot. And Silas Marner he basically exiles himself after he gets falsely accused of committing a crime. And he's pretty much a loner until this girl shows up at his house and melts his cold heart. No. That's the assumption I got from reading the description. I haven't read it yet, so don't take that as gospel truth. Alright, so the other one I stole from Spencer's Library is Wuthering by Emily Bronte, and that involves Heathcliff and Kathy and their really fraught relationship that shouldn't be called a love story because it's bad. And there were more, so I wanted to pick it for October reads anyway. And I tried to read it in high school because it was assigned, and I ended up really just skimming through and getting enough for like essays and stuff. Yeah, so I didn't really like it, but I'm gonna give it another shot because I think I should. And then the last book I chose for the last novel I chose for Victober is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. This one I kind of know a bit about. I read parts of it in 8th grade. I wasn't assigned the whole book, so I didn't have to read the whole book. But I know, about Miss Havisham and Pip and all that good stuff. And I'm really excited to read this because I actually started looking at, flipping through the first chapter, and I thought the writing style was really readable, and I thought I'd get along well with the prose. So I'm going to give this a shot. It will be my first full Dickens novel. Okay. So yeah, those are the 3 novels I have for Victober. And I will also be reading along with the Oscar Wilde plays, The Importance of Being Earnest and A Woman of No Importance. I have read The Importance of Being Earnest like 3 or 4 times, and I've seen a few adaptations of it, and I really like that one, so there's no problem with me doing that again. And I'm also reading A Woman of No Importance, which I've never read before, so I'm really excited. So now that we've got the Victober TBR squared away, I'm gonna tell you all the spooky reads I've got planned for the month of October. The first one is The Last Days of Jack Sparks by Jason Arnopp. This has a bit of social media tie-in, just a little. And Jack is researching a book, and he gets into some stuff, and then he dies while he's writing the book. I heard about this book from Stephanie at That's What She Read, and she spoke very highly of it, and I thought it sounded interesting, so I'm going to read it in October. The hard copy books I have are The House of Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne. This is a bit of a ghost story, I have a feeling. This magistrate, he sees this house that he wants. It has 7 gables, and he gets his hands on it, by getting the owner, the guy who built the house, hung. And so I don't think his his ghost takes too kindly to that. And I'm pretty sure this is a ghost story. At least I hope so, or otherwise I'm picking it for the wrong month. Gables. Next up, I have The Ballad of Black Tom by Victor Lavalle. You can see it better if it's over on this side. And this is a jazz age novel. It's in New York. And Black Tom is, I think he's a bit of a courier, and he gets involved with some supernatural shenanigans. Anyway, that looks very good, and I am looking forward to it, and it is short. The next book I've got is Southern Gods by John Horner Jacobs. And in this book, a World War II veteran is hired by this DJ to track down this elusive blues musician who allegedly sold his soul at the crossroads for his musical ability. I don't know what else happens, which is probably for the best since it's a horror thriller, but I am looking forward to finding out. And then the last book on my TBR, excuse me, hold on. The last book on my TBR is The Suicide Motor Club by Christopher Buehlman. And this takes place in the late 60s, and it involves this group of, well, the gang of murderers and all that, and they take it involves road accidents, and they take this woman's son and they don't quite kill her, and now she's back to get her kid and get revenge on them. So I am looking forward to that. Yeah, so that is what I'm reading for October, including Victober and Halloween reads. Hopefully I'll have a good amount of time to read. I have vacation in the month of October, and I'm also going to be doing Dewey's 24-hour readathon, so you'll be hearing more about that later. And the last week of the month I will be doing Gone with the Book. The TBR, my TBR that I did for that will be linked below. So let me know what you're reading in October, and let me know if you've read any of these books I just mentioned and what you thought of them. Thanks so much, you guys, for watching. Have a great and spooky Halloween. Bye.